Welcome to the Green Nurse Podcast, where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing. We've been just having a few technical difficulties right now. I know we're in between eclipses, so I'm not really sure how the moon is affecting production, but we are going to have a show. I'm waiting for Christi Chapman. She is part of the Holistic Caring Network. She is a respiratory care therapist, and she is in the process right now of rebooting her computer and trying to get on. So while we're waiting for her, I'm going to start off with a video that I love to share every morning because it truly does touch my heart. All right. Good morning, everyone. And let's get this show on the road. Here we go.
Let me change the paradigm of healthcare.
The Green Nurse is a holistic cannabis nurse that teaches on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabis and other progressive tools to help people reach a better quality of life.
I'm the founder of Holistic Caring. We're based here in California, and we do educational programs and case management for patients on how to use cannabis therapeutically as a medicine.
We're also here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high, hence the H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing.
As the founder of Holistic Caring, I basically oversee the whole ship, and what we're doing is progressive education.
Cannabis actually supports all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages to tell our body to either do something or not do something. Because the plant was prohibited, it prevented health professionals, doctors and nurses from learning about cannabis as medicine.
I want to change the paradigm of healthcare and us paving the way into a new vanguard of medicine. And I'm excited to really bring this into light. There's a company called Canum that we're merging with, and we will now be doing global education.
It's about education, it's about empowerment, it's about teaching people how to feel good, bridging the gap from what they're not getting from traditional medicine, utilizing different plant medicines, adaptogens, tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs of information to support and nourish the most important system in our body.
And it's a lot of soul work, a lot of love, a lot of discipline, and meditation. I'm using my life work as a testimony to others to learn how they can be their own hero and then go help heal the world.
And we are, as nurses, the game changers. Oh, I love that. Growing in health, growing in cannabis. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. We are having just a little bit of technical difficulty, so that's why we're getting started late. I'm hoping my co-host, Christi Chapman of Chapman Health and Wellness, will be able to get on. If not, I'm still going to plug her because I love her. And we're like I said, we're going to get the show on the road. We're going to get started. So good morning. My name is Sherry Tuckus, and I'm one of the green nurses at Holistic Caring. And as you heard me say, what is the green nurse? Green nurse is a holistic nurse that educates on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabinoids and other plant medicines and other progressive tools to support that most important system in our body. So as nurses, right, cannabis nursing is amazing. So over the years, as we started to develop this platform, started working with patients, we realized that the essence of nursing is human caring. You know, we're in revolutionary times where we're changing how we approach and take care of patients. So generally in the conventional system, what happens? Well, we focus on body parts, diseases, pharmaceuticals, symptoms, and if we're lucky, we get to mental, emotional health, and usually not unless someone's in a crisis. And then rarely do we ever get to spiritual health unless someone is on their way out. So I'm here to tell you that we're trying to reverse that. We're trying to bring in biopsychosocial spiritual healing all at the exact same time to help people reach a new level of wellness so that it can improve their quality of life. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Cannabis, it did in fact bridge the gap from what I wasn't getting from the conventional medical system and the pharmaceuticals. And over time, the plant worked for me in such a way, miraculously, that, well, actually, it's science. Um, Miraculously, so I could come off pharmaceuticals. So that's why we show up every day. This is why we come here every single morning to educate you all and to share the wisdom of plant medicine. So I had on Denise yesterday, Green Nurse Denise. Thank you so much. Denise and I, yesterday morning, Motivational Monday, what motivates us as cannabis nurses? Well, the National Council State Boards of Nursing put out a call to action that all nurses must have 6 essential areas of knowledge when it comes to cannabis as medicine. And, there's a long 6 of them, but the one we focus on usually on Mondays is the 6th one, which is the nurse shall not judge the patient in regards to their method of treatment for chronic illness or managing their health. So no judgment. When you think about judgment, we're judging machines, good, bad, neutral, right? But really, there is no room for judgment when we're taking care of patients. There isn't, not at all. And so we focus on spiritual principles. So spirituality is the root of cannabis care. And in the morning, we like to bring you tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs, and a little woo-woo, because I'll tell you what, cannabis opened up my eyes to a new way of showing up in the world. And really, honestly, the spirit of plant medicine, I'm embodying it. And I'm here every day to share that message and to bring you all a little bit of that hope and that inspiration so you can grow and heal. So in the mornings, as you know, for the new viewers, we start the day off with a little tiny bit of woo, right? So woo for you, woo for me. And so yesterday, Denise and I started talking about gratitude. We're in Thanksgiving, being thankful. And we were talking about gratitude prayers and what that means. And so gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to all that is good in our lives, right? You may not be grateful in every single moment, but there is always something that you can be grateful for, little tiny things, right? So we played the gratitude game yesterday, which I thought was really fun. And one of the things with the gratitude game was, needing to look for something to be grateful for, even in the midst of when there's nothing to be grateful for that you feel. So just an interesting concept. So I had to go to the dentist yesterday, and trust me, I've experienced, as many patients have experienced, medical and pharmaceutical trauma and developed PTSD around it. And so I really had a fear of going to the doctors and seeking the conventional help. And I had to really work through that. So as we know, we have one meat suit, right? And everything that we do or don't do in our lives affects our body and affects our endocannabinoid system, which is the most important system in our body. So we really, cannabis is great, but we have to remember cannabis is one tool in the toolbox. And when we're looking at health and wellness, it is important to make sure that you take care of all aspects of your body, including your teeth, your choppers. So with the anxiety that I had, now I don't know if you all remember a few months ago, I had to have gum surgery. Let me tell you, it was torture. It was horrible. The stitch fell out. The thing they put on was melting. I had a gum that was flapping. I was still like this. And so, so here I am, experiencing having to go back to the dentist. But cannabis really helped, using a nice CBD product. I brought my vaporizer with me because I knew it would hit in an instant. And right before I went in, I took a couple puffs off my 1-to-1 and did a little meditation, and I was able to get through the experience. So here it is. I was feeling anxious, right? Feeling really anxious. So what's there to be grateful for in the midst of anxiety, right? So I was really, truly grateful that I was able to understand the physiological response of being triggered back to an emotional state when I felt traumatized by what? The conventional system. So, right. So panic can set in, right? So I was able to remember tools. I learned one of these amazing tools for Neek Pichette. If you're out there, Nurse Neek, I want to say I love you. She started a group called Positively Processing Perception for post-traumatic growth and healing. And so one of the things that she teaches on is when you're in that triggering space, what you can do to get yourself out of it. And there's some really simple tools, and I'm going to share one of them with you right now. One of them is please stop. So when you're getting bombarded with outside stimulus, right? You're always saying, oh, stop. I want this to stop. I want this to stop. And you get into this panic type state. You get into that fight or flight response. So please stop isn't about the outside environment stopping because we can't control it. But we can do is we can stop ourselves from getting into that tailspin of being triggered into a panic attack or whatever a PTSD crisis or flare looks like for you. So think about this, please. P is for pause, L is for listen, E is for exhale, A is for accept, S is for silence, and E is for empower. So pause. You must stop the behavior. Listen. When you're listening, you're able to silence your mind, and that's where the information comes. You have to silence your mind and dig deep. Exhale. When you exhale, you actually have to inhale. Peace begins with me. Inhale, Ananda. Accept where you are right here, right now, right? And if you can't accept it, well, accept the fact that you can't accept it. Silence. In those moments of silence when you're listening, that's when the voice of spirit comes up and tries to comfort you. And then empower. Let me tell you, if you can get through PLEAS, you will truly be empowered. And bottom line is you will be able to shift your perception. And it's a tool and it takes time and it's practice. So grateful for those tools in my life. And it doesn't look like Christi is going to make it on today, but what I am going to do is it's going to lead us into the next segment. We're going to be talking about terpenes and talking about different types of cannabinoids. And I want to plug Christi Chapman of Chapman Health and Wellness, because she's created a product that I think is going to be a game changer for a lot of people that are out there that are new to cannabis, that want to try something that is just simple and easy and discreet. And so she's part of our marketplace. So what I'm going to do now, hopefully I can do this in a way, I'm just going to share some information on her really quickly. Here we go. Okay. So here we go. We have this handy dandy screen. This is our website. And so we started a green nurse approved marketplace. Why did we do that? Well, number one, I'm a patient. Number two, medicines are expensive. Number three, it is the utmost importance that you know what is in your medicine. So navigating plant medicine, right? So people are making these amazing, great medicines. People are selling these medicines, but no one is really interpreting how to use these medicines as patients. And so that's what we do as nurses. So as we know, the first rule of thumb is to do no harm. In unregulated marketplace with limited knowledge and lots of opportunity, there's bound to be bad factors. And the FDA did do spot checks and found only 30% of the CBD labels were accurate. So the green nurses at Holistic Caring, we've taken a duty to vet quality medicines because we do care deeply about all of you. We care about your safety and your goals to achieve those new levels of wellness. Good medicines work well, bad ones disappoint and might complicate our plan. So when we're looking at good manufacturing practices, we look at companies that comply to lab testing to ensure dosing. It's about purity and potency. Looking at the total milligrams, which can range, I've seen as high as 5,000, purity, free from pesticides, molds, heavy metals, contaminants, certificate of analysis, their certificate of analysis with cannabinoid profiles and terpene profiles, USDA certified organic and flower derived. So one I'm going to show you right now, this is our website, and these are some of the companies that we have vetted. Chapman Health and Wellness, Irva, Super Botanicals, Bloom, Eaton Hemp, Nurse Grown Organics. We've got Canna Keys and Unity Formulas and Green Relief. So check out the website. I'm going to pull up, like I said, Christi was supposed to be my co-host today. So I'm just going to pull up the, if I can open it up, it's supposed to open. It's not opening. Here it is. So CBD metered dose inhaler. So she's created, like I said, she's a patient. She's a respiratory care therapist. And so she created this really cool inhaler here, and it works really well. It's an amazing inhaler. CBD, as we know, is known for its anti-inflammatory properties. It's a bronchodilator and is used very, very well. And this is very discreet. So if you're interested in checking this out, check out the product. There's a 20% coupon using the code Green Nurses. And Christi, I'm really sad that you weren't able to make it on today, but you know what? I love you, girl, and I'm promoting you because your stuff's good and it works. This is an amazing tool. Okay, so getting back to today's show. So today is Terpene Tuesday, and I'm going to pull up another handy dandy little screen here as we talk about terpenes. And, as you know, the plant has multiple constituents to it. The plant has cannabinoids, terpenes, essential fatty acids, flavonoids, bioflavonoids, cannaflavins. And so I'm going to pull up, if I can get over there to that screen. Boom. Here we go. Here is a cool terpene chart. Oh, good. Lauren, hi. Welcome. You have that inhaler. It is. Isn't it really cool? I really like it. I like it. I'll tell you the other reason why I like the inhaler is it helps to really balance out some of my THC, because as you know, dosing THC edibles can be a little bit challenging. And if I have found that I may have consumed a little bit too much at that particular time in the daytime, this inhaler is really wonderful for helping to balance it out so I'm not feeling so impaired. So anyways, terpenes, we're back to terpenes. Terpenes are amazing. Today, we're going to discuss the terpene guaiol. But first, we're going to discuss what a terpene is. Terpenes are organic compounds that produce specific smells and tastes. They're found in cannabis, essential oils, plants, trees, and foods. In cannabis, the terpenes help ward off attacks from animals, insects, and fungus during the growth cycle of the plant. And when the cannabis plant goes through the curation process, the terpenes become oxidized, resulting in what we know as terpenoids. So terpenes contribute to the entourage effect, and they have their own healing properties. The entourage effect suggests that utilizing cannabinoids and terpenes together produces a more potent medicinal effect rather than using the isolated compounds alone. So another way of saying that is the whole of the plant is greater than its individual parts. So I'm going to share another slide because we're going to talk about guaiol. And I'm going to put this slide up on the screen. And it's a beautiful slide that was actually created by one of our other Green Nurse approved marketplace shops, Nurse Grown Organics. So if you're out there, Jessie Lynn and Jamie Rollins, this is an amazing slide that you all created on the terpene that I am going to talk about today. So guaiol, right? Guaiol. It's also called camphol, right? Champacol. So it's found in the guaiacum plant, cypress pines, nutmeg, tea tree, apples, cumin, and lilac. The aroma has been described as having tones of very piney, but with undertones of mint, wood, and rose, believe it or not. And the benefits of guaiol is that it's an antitussive, meaning that it reduces cough, a decongestant, anti-inflammatory, antiparasitic, anti-anxiety, antioxidants, has the ability to reduce tumors, strengthens the effect of chemotherapy, and an insect repellent. So when I started researching this specific terpene, I was not able to find it in detail in Canna-Keys. Modern research on guaiol is very limited, though we do know that the guaiacum plant, from which the compound is mainly derived, has been used extensively in natural medicine for quite some time. So guaiol was brought back from Hispaniola to Europe in the 16th century by the Spanish after they finished their conquest of San Domenico. By the late 1700s, the guaiacum gum was extracted from dense wood of the plant and was being used in the treatment of syphilis, to regulate menstruation, and to treat gout. I think that's very powerful. Way back in the 1700s, y'all. So in 2010, there was a study that demonstrated the anti-inflammatory effects in vitro, which is a test tube, and in vivo, which is a living organism. So a 2016 study showed that when used in conjunction with other essential oils, guaiol can have anti-parasitic properties in vitro, which means the test tube, while a separate but similar study also shows its antioxidant properties also in vitro, which is in the test tube. Here's another cool little tidbit that I found. So in mice, guaiol can potentially reduce tumors and strengthen the effects of chemotherapy in both vitro and in vivo, meaning that it can be done in a test tube, in a petri dish, as well as in a living organism, which I thought was really cool. So here it is, although not one of the other things that it said in the research that I found, that it's been shown to have similar properties to other terpenes, such as terpenoline. So I've discussed terpenoline before in the past. So guaiol has also been used as an insect repellent. So as you know, with terpenes, they give the cannabis plant its smell and its flavor, and these terpenes with these smells can actually ward off attacks from other insects. So it makes sense that it could be used as an insect repellent. So there's still a lot of research that needs to be done to fully understand the effects of guaiol, especially when consumed as cannabis. So I'm going to get back to my handy dandy list if I can here. So hold on a second. Remove, add to stream. There's one other photo I want to bring up if I can. Hold on. Make that one go away. Well, this one's for later. Okay, that's not working. Okay, so we'll just stop that screen. I had another screen of terpenes that I wanted to show you because I wanted to demonstrate the primary terpenes. So it's not a primary terpene. However, it's found in some of these cultivars, and those cultivars that have pungent pine smell like pinene may actually have this terpene in it. So some of the cultivars that I found in the research that I did was this terpene guaiol was found in AC/DC, which is calming and it's a CBD dominant particular type of cultivar. Cinex, which is an uplifting hybrid. Plushberry, which is a relaxing indica. And other strain names that I found that contain guaiol include Pennywise, Fruit Loops, Jelly Bean, Golden Pineapple, Agent Orange, and Blackberry. So when we talk about chemovars, cultivars, chemotypes, right? So it's basically a designation and predicting specific medicinal properties or adverse effect potential. So basically, the last 4 decades of research that was discovered, there were 3 basic numbers are the primary key, but not the only variables to realizing specific therapeutic effects for any one type of cannabis plant. So the amount of the primary psychoactive cannabis constituent, THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, and then that's the first one. And the second one is the amount of non-impairing cannabis constituent, CBD. And thirdly, the ratio of THC to CBD. So basically what they've developed in CannaKeys is a way of looking at different specific strains. So we know it's all important, but they've come up with 4 basic chemotypes. The first one is more THC than CBD. The second one is chemotype 2 is equal amounts of THC and CBD. Chemotype 3 is more CBD than THC. And then the chemotype 4 that they're just starting to write about is CBG dominant types of medicine, which is just really interesting. So like I had said, there is so much therapeutic potential with terpenes and cannabinoids together, and we do have so much more to learn. And so, this has been an opportunity for you all to learn a little bit more. Tidbit Tuesday, Hugs and Nugs, Terpene Tuesday. And what I want to do is I also want to invite you all to the community. I'm like navigating this. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. So I want you all to come to the community. So the Green Nurses are at Holistic Caring Community, and we are a global platform. We have an amazing ecosystem. The community that we've developed is offline, it's private, it's uncensored, and we have a lot of opportunities for people that are new, that are scared, that are plagued with stigma. So it's a platform for patients, all people, providers, nurses all across the globe. So we have an introductory to cannabis course that's complimentary. We have a free patient portal, support group, and book club, and free monthly webinars. So we really want to invite you all into the community. If you go to the page, holisticcaring.com, you're going to see a beautiful website, and you're going to see join the community here. Just click on it, come into the community, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It's really, really a great place. And there's a lot of freedom and a lot of ways to connect with multiple different people throughout the globe that have actually been working with this plant, and patients that have had tremendous outcomes utilizing this plant and the other tools that we do. So let me just find my one last, if I can, before we end here. Oh my God, I can't find anything. Here we go. I think I found it. Boom. Let's make this big. I want to thank Elizabeth Mack for putting on this amazing, amazing sale for patients and providers. So right now, share screen. Here we go. So right now on the website, all self-paced programs for patients, providers, nurses, anyone that's in the health space and coaching are 50% off. So we have a CBD wellness coaching program. We have an industry professional program. We have a licensing program. We have a program for nurses, and they all have continuing education credits attached to it. And then we also have programs for patients, and they're specific. They're condition specific. So cannabis and cancer, cannabis and autoimmune, cannabis and migraines, cannabis autism, epilepsy, cannabis Alzheimer's, cannabis neurodegenerative disorders. We just launched a new program, Cannabis Wellness for Moms. And so the programs are ongoing. And what we've been doing too, which is really cool, is that every year we're updating the programs with new evidence base and new research. So I just want to give a big shout out to Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, if you're watching, I just want to let you know that I love you and all that you do for nurses and patients and people across the globe. So thank you for joining us this morning, joining me this morning. Christi, if you're out there, I just want to say I love you, girl. And I truly understand. I truly understand media glitches and computer stuff. And we'll have you on next Tuesday. So Christi Chapman, make sure you visit her. No, that's us, Christi Chapman, Chapman Health and Wellness. And if you do decide to check out the inhaler, use Green Nurses for 20% off. Okay, everyone, this has been an awesome show. This is I'm so grateful. So, the flip side of me not having Christi on here, I was at least able to talk about her and at least able to plug her and share all the great things that she's doing in the community. So with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you for joining us. And remember what it's all about. It's all about living your best life and helping others do the same. See you tomorrow morning.